Okay. Hey, Jenna.
Hey, Stephanie.
How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm so excited. So Jenna and I are going to talk about what our coaching relationship has been like for the last month-ish. Jenna and I just started working together, and I thought it would be really cool to get on here and just make a video uh, to just talk about how this experience has been so far. And Jenna, you have been making such incredible just changes and transformations, and like everything we talk about in every session, you're taking it, you're running with it, you're applying all the concepts that we're talking about, you're in action with all the tools that you've learned here. And I'm just seeing the amount of just like breakthroughs and changes that you're having already so far, and we've only just begun. And I'm
Yeah.
just super excited for you. This is why I do what I do and why I love this so much, just helping women really just totally create a transformational relationship to themselves, and just learn how to just create harmony and balance in their body, and just create the happiest, healthiest relationship to themselves on all levels. So I am super excited for you. So thanks so much for doing this.
Of course, I'm happy to.
Yay! So I guess the first question I want to ask you is, what, before we started working together, what initially led you to become interested in coaching, in health and life coaching?
So, I think I've always been interested in like getting my body right, getting like healthier, but I really never knew how. You read it online, you see what's going on social media, and you kind of follow it. And of course, they either don't work, they don't make you feel so great, or they work for a little bit, and nothing's really sustainable.
Mm-hmm.
And I was actually then directed to you, and honestly, I came in and I think I was like, I have no idea what this is. For some reason or another, I picked it up, I gave you a call, and after like our first session, I was like, this makes a whole lot of sense. um,
Mm-hmm.
it's just kind of like all these fad diets, and you're not really being good to your body. Like, just one of the things that resonated so much with me was that you said you're in a relationship with your body. And then I kind of thought back to like all the things I put my body through, and I was like, oh, I was like, this is not good for me or for anyone. um,
Mm-hmm.
so that's what kind of made me decide to like take the jump in with you. It's been great so far.
Yes. So you didn't really have too much of an understanding of what coaching was, right? It was pretty foreign to you, right?
Yeah. I know.
Yeah.
I feel like most of it was like what you see on like movies or something like that. Um, but no, it was like totally foreign language, new to me. You broke it down and made it easy for me to like understand what your role would be, what my role would be, and like kind of like how our relationship would like evolve together. And it already made me feel like super confident in you and your ability to help me.
Yeah, yeah. What was it like for you making that decision to invest in yourself in this way, in all of the ways that you've been investing in yourself through this process? What was that? What was saying yes like when you said that yes to yourself and you said that yes to this coaching container? What was that? What was that like for you?
You know what? I was a little nervous at first, and it was the decision making process that made me nervous. And once I made the choice to like go through, and we like had like a quick chat about it just to be like, yeah, I'm all in, it felt so good. And I thought, to be honest, I thought it was going to stress me out a little bit because it is a big commitment. It's time, it's your energy, and in
A big
itself,
financial commitment as
it
well.
is
Yeah,
a
you're
financial
throwing yourself
commitment.
in. Mm-hmm.
Exactly. And it's funny because it's like, there are plenty of things that like I rationalize buying, but for some reason, just to spend the money on investing in myself was way harder for me to do. First of all, it's not like a tangible aspect, but it's a complete and total lifestyle change. Like, it's worth it. But I thought I would be a little more stressed out, especially like after making the decision. But like once I decided I was all in, like it felt great. I felt like I already had like energy for it, like the drive for it. Like I was ready to like just heads in. Like once the decision was out of the way, I was like, no, I'm in this. Like I'm gonna do it. Like it's this is it.
Yeah. So you're saying most of the stress, majority of that stress or that anxiety was coming from that point of indecision, right? That middle
Right.
ground of, do I do it, yes or no? And then once you said yes and you were over that threshold, did it feel more like it just felt like expand?
It was just like I felt free. Like it was
Yeah.
just the decision to do it that stressed me, and then afterwards it was like, no, like I need to invest in myself. Like this is worth it. This is for me, and like I felt good. Like once that was like out of the way, it was literally like out of sight, out of mind. And then I was just kind of like, okay, like what's step one? Like let's get this going.
Yeah. Yeah. And woman, I have to tell you, you are doing the work. Like you jumped right in, and this is why we're experiencing and why you're experiencing so much so fast within these first few weeks is because you made that decision. Yes. And you're all in and you're committed to yourself and you're committed to the process. And this is what makes coaching such an incredibly valuable asset in someone's life. It's like, and I just want to acknowledge you for that and admire you for that. Like you're putting yourself first right now, and it's paying off in dividends. Like it is paying off like exponentially. So speaking to that, tell me so far, like what this experience has been like for you. What are some of the insights that you're learning? What are the things you've learned about your body, about your health throughout this whole process so far? Like what are the nuggets you've gotten so far?
So I feel like the big first one was that like I was not listening to my body. I was putting it through the ringer. I was eating when the magazine told me to, and I was not eating because the same magazine decided to flip its idea and tell me that was the right thing now. And it literally boils down to listen to your body. It is trying so hard to tell you what it needs and what it wants, and you like just blatantly ignoring it. And like just like that in itself is just like a total perspective change into like what I need, like what is my body trying to tell me. And listen, sometimes you have to sit there for a minute and like really listen, and other times it is screaming at you. And it is like, oh, okay, like it makes choices easier. It makes making healthier choices easier. And not to say that it is easy in itself, but it's just like things that I have struggled so hard with have becoming just more clear.
Yeah.
And it's easier for me to like get through something or figure things out just because I take that minute to just like sit down, listen to what my body's telling me, and go from there. Like it's easier for me to like get up and go to the gym. It's easier for me to like make healthy food choices. Like it's easier for me to, I feel like I've had my struggles with like body shaming. Like that in itself has just been easier to like accept myself and my body, just because I'm listening to what's good for it, and everything kind of comes secondary to that. So I feel like that's been a huge turning point. And then I feel like the other aspect of it is taking a look at like the big picture and saying like, okay, like I'm listening, but like what else do I need? Like there are things that I feel like a spiritual balance, or like I feel like a lot of it's had to do with like food and like exercise, and that's great, but I feel like there's also other aspects that I just never really thought of as like you like that when it comes to like your health.
Right.
Like sleep and stress and work, and like it kind of all ties into like how every part of your life in one way or another, like you can take cues from your body if it is good for you or not,
That's
So
right.
I feel like that's been a huge one. And there have been like really helpful tools that you've given me to be like, hey, like that's great, we're starting to get food and exercise and all of that on track. There are other aspects of your life too where these same things like and same tools that we've been using can apply and help and make you like to be the best you can be.
So beautiful. Oh, it's so beautiful hearing you speak to how your relationship to your body and your relationship to yourself is just, it's just becoming so much more harmonious and so much more loving and so much more like compassionate. It's so beautiful hearing you speak. And to hear you say and see all of the things that are a result of that once you just start listening. Right? Just the simple act of listening and seeing that, you can see, right? So what we are taught about health from a very young age and from magazines and all these external sources is that to look at it from the lens of dieting, right? And losing
Right.
weight and exercising and like forcing and pushing yourself to do all of these things that the body may not necessarily be wanting. And now you're seeing that there's a more of a holistic picture to it, right? Health, it seems to, I'm seeing that your definition of health, your understanding of health has evolved to include so many more parts.
Right.
And you see the freedom that happens in that space, right? When it doesn't become, when it's no longer just about like, I have to be on this diet, I have to lose weight, I have to count calories. It's, I have to be in relationship to myself.
Exactly.
It's much more like freeing and you know, there's some ease, so much more ease there, right?
Right.
So beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing that. So the final question that I have for you is, what would you say? Well, I have two more questions. What would you say to someone who is maybe not sure what coaching is, or kind of like interested in coaching and kind of on the fence? It's like they want it, but they're hesitant. What advice would you give them?
I feel like, first of all, it's just either way, give it a shot, give that first session a try. Like, let you, like, first of all, just like explain it and really break it down and like digest it, because it is a lot. You know, it's a lifestyle change. It's a lot of different aspects and moving parts, and every person will have a completely unique experience. So just because someone else has a set experience, or even if it's a great experience but they're not going about it the way you think, oh, maybe that's not for me, just give it that initial try, because the coach you work with, and if it's you or if it's somebody else, will help you figure out what path you need to take. And there's literally like no harm in it. It's just sit down, have an open mind, listen and understand, and then you'll figure out if it's right for you. And then the other point of it is just the choice I struggled with is it's an investment in yourself. And if you're not going to invest in yourself, nobody else will, and you deserve it. So if that's the choice that you have to make, and you feel that you need this or you want this, or if you just feel like you have more potential to do more, there's, I feel like there you can go like no wrong, you know?
Oh my goodness, Jenna, I freaking love you. You're just, oh my goodness, I love you so much. Thank you so much just for sharing here. And I think that people watching are going to get a lot of value out of this, because for a lot of people, coaching is like this big question mark of like, what is this? And can it
Right.
help me? And then what I hear a lot, especially working with women, is that difficulty in investing in themselves, right? The guilt that is in that space of, if I take this for myself, who am I taking away from by giving
Right.
it to myself? And it's just not true, right? You know, when you give to yourself, you're able then to just pour out exponentially to everyone and everything else in your life when you give to yourself. And, you know, I love hearing you speak about, you know, a month ago, coaching was like a big question to you, and now you're speaking like a professional. Coaching is like, you've got it down pat, you know exactly what it is, exactly what the process is. This has been so awesome. Is there anything else that you'd want to share, add, and before we end, anything else that you feel called to share?
I feel like just one thing is probably that, don't, if you feel this is for you, don't wait.
Mm,
Because first of all, you only have so much time. Why would you want to waste any of it not giving your life the full potential it deserves? And I know I struggled a little bit. I was like, okay, like I'm gonna wait, or I'm gonna save up, or I'm gonna do it later. And I'm happier that I made the choice to do it now,
mhm.
because I don't see what the value in my life would have been to just delay, possibly maybe even not do it. um and really, there's no time like now, to be honest.
Do you remember what I said to you at that part of the conversation when you said, like, I think I'm going to wait and kind of circle back around in a couple months? Do you remember what I said?
I'm not sure.
Do you
I
recall?
think it was, no, I don't remember.
Yeah, it was exactly along the lines of this, exactly what
Right.
you said, right? It's like, if you've been trying and going along the path that you have up until this whole time up until this point, nothing changes if nothing changes, right? So
Right.
if you keep on taking the same action in the same way, doing the same diets, doing the same, and just circling around over and over again, and nothing changes. In order for change to happen, you've got to make a decision to decide to, I'm going to make change now.
Right.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much, Jenna, for getting on this call and doing this. I hope everyone watching got value out of this. I hope you're leaving with just one piece of insight, something new that you've learned. And exactly like Jenna said, whether it's with it's important to have support in all corners of your life. So find a way to get that support for yourself, whether it's through coaching, whether it's through mentorship, therapy, in whatever the way. Keep yourself feeling inspired and just know that you are worth it to put yourself first, and you are worth it to take the time and the energy and the love and the money and all of the ways that you can invest in yourself. You're worth it to give that to yourself, to take that, because it pays off for everyone else in your life. Okay, Lovey. Thank you so much again for doing this. Everyone, thank you for watching this video. This is so much fun to do. And okay, have a great day.
Bye.